Legend of Total War here, and today we've got a video of a battle. And I'm not sure if this is a rating your Doomstack video or a saving your disaster battle, because it's a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B by the look of it. So we've got 3 armies of Warriors of Chaos, pretty standard armies here. And what we've got here on our side are a Sisters of Thorn spam stack. We've got 16 of them. Now the thing about this unit is they are primarily a cavalry unit, but they've got other things that they can do. They're javelin cav, but they're kind of low range. Like 90 is sort of a mid to low range missile unit, but it does do quite a bit of damage. They're also a spellcaster, but the spells are buff and debuff spells, which I don't really prioritize buff and debuff spells over damage dealing spells such as Dwellers Below, so I tend to forget about these spells a fair bit, but they're certainly good, don't get me wrong. It's just that the main concern that I have with this army is that it seems like there are a lot of moving parts, which means that in order to master this army, you basically have to become a master juggler, because there's a lot of things that you'll be doing all at the same time. You just got to be aware of that. And when somebody hands me an army like this, I have to learn how to juggle, 7 balls all at once, when I'm used to just juggling 2 balls at once, sort of thing. So I just got to sort of figure this out really quickly. Anyway, let's jump in the battle and see how it goes. So one of the big things that I'm going to be comparing this army to is the Hawk Rider Doomstack, which is another army that certainly requires a little bit more juggling than, say, Treatment Stacks is one of the great armies because you just don't have that much to juggle. It's just like you put them in a clump and they just keep casting Dwellers Below. Super easy to use. And which means margin for error is really low. But when you've got an army like this where you're juggling a lot of things all at once, the margin for error is actually really high. And like if you don't pay attention for even a split second, you could get flanked or get cut off or something, and a unit gets wiped out. Which, it's all good to rate this army on a perfect usage of it, but that's not always going to happen. And even with somebody who's familiar with this army, you're going to make mistakes every now and again, because we're all human, we all make mistakes. And so what you want to do is create armies that eliminate those mistakes, or eliminate the potential for those mistakes as much as possible, so they don't happen. But yeah, another thing with these compared to Hawk Riders is that Hawk Riders can be recruited at tier 2, and these are, I think, are a tier 4 unit. So you could go cheaper, and also the Hawk Riders are flying, which is really good against Chaos, since the only thing that they can really do against flying units is Hell Cannons, and you can take out the Hell Cannons very easily. So I think there's a lot of things here that, just from the initial look of this, is inferior to a Hawk Rider Doomstack, which I will concede is pretty good. I was a bit negative about it at first, but I've used it a fair bit, took a fair bit of... I can be a bit stubborn, but I will concede that it's pretty good. It's pretty good. I still think the Treatment army is better, but the Hawk Rider Doomstack is definitely good enough, and it's way cheaper, so that sort of gives it Doomstack status. At least a 9 out of 10 sort of thing. Its biggest weakness is just being overwhelmed with numbers, which is the same problem for most Doomstacks in this game anyway. Alright, so what we want to do here is immediately take out the Hell Cannon that's there. And then with these, let's just do that first, and then I'll see how we go. One thing at a time. We don't want to juggle too many balls to begin with, or else I'll drop the ball, and that would be pretty bad. So we got a couple of really good abilities here. I'm sitting in front of... sorry. Good so far. Alright, we've also got Kethin Ha here, which we can summon. Alright, good. That one's done. Alright, let's switch your attack to this. And we've also got the Dreaming Ring, which is awesome. Alright. So, how are we going to go about this? Main thing we want to be doing to begin with is taking out their fast units. Because the infantry is no threat to us. They can't catch us, but the cavalry could. Like, we're faster than them, but because of this map here, it doesn't give us a lot of room to move. So how about you use that on him and try to shoot the crap out of him. Alright. But also the plus about this map is that the AI is really dumb at choke point battles. Like really, really dumb. And they're going the wrong way. Which is fine by me. Dwellers below sorts that out. Okay. So yeah, we want to try to eliminate as many of their fast units as possible before these ones get sent in. It'll just eliminate casualties. Well, reduce the number of casualties that we take. So this guy here, after we pinned him down, is just sitting there. Make sure we get around his back a little bit. That way we can, you know, bypass his shield. Could use a breath attack as they're coming in. I guess that would be a good idea. If they're all going to come up this way, well then, we'll just go down this way. Now, primarily I'm going to be treating this battle as a saving disaster battle, as opposed to a Doomstack battle, although it's a bit of both. So I'm going to fight this battle properly. And I know people will say, oh, there's inconsistent criteria. Sometimes you're only using the unit, and sometimes you're only using the heroes, and people can't tell here or there. And to be honest, it's really hard to get a consistent criteria down on these battles, because there's so many different moving parts to a lot of these armies, and the enemy that we go up against, sometimes they're super easy and sometimes they're really difficult. And also sometimes I'm really confident with the army and sometimes I'm not. And this is a case here that we have a kind of a weak enemy and also an army that I'm not familiar with, and so I'm gonna use my heroes because I think the guy wants to save far back, but I'm not sure. We already killed off one of their heroes. Because yeah, if I was to just use the Sisters of Thorn, I don't think I would win. Like, they just don't have enough ammunition, they don't pack enough of a punch, I don't think they're great in melee. You know, I just don't feel it for them. And I don't know why you would recruit them over Hawk Riders as Heralds of Ariel. We've also got the Dreaming Cloak. Why don't you come over here and cast that down? I'll just use that later because it will stalk, so we don't have to worry about it. Yeah, they're really goofing around. Let's try to go for the... Okay, there's a general. Okay, come over here because their fast units are up. Hang on. We're gonna get cut off if we go up that way. Let's come over here. Now another problem. Oh, we didn't cast this. Another problem might occur. Their reinforcements are coming in from here, which it's great if we can kill them straight away. But if they pin us down, we need to be able to move, and that would be very bad for us if they did that. I really don't want to prioritize. Oh, hang on. We should watch out for Ariel. She's tanky, but she's not that tanky. And there's some units in here that could really do some damage. Now, losing Keth and Ha would not be... Hang on. Forget about that. Would not be that big of a deal. Also got these debuff spells. I remember about that, otherwise, you know, I do have a tendency of forgetting. Okay, I want to get around over here. Really want to prioritize taking out like their Chaos Trolls, and just basically I'm not prioritizing their infantry with the Sisters of Thorn attack. I feel like they're much better anti-large than anti-infantry. So what I want to do here is try to isolate them away from the infantry. We got a unit of Chaos Knights coming in. That's something that we want to prioritize. Excuse me. So I want to put a bunch of speed debuffs on it, so it basically moves super slow. It's already a fairly slow unit. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to use the Dwellers Below, which will slow it down a ton, and we'll use this as well. And now their speed is basically, it's just much lower. Actually, that Dwellers Below didn't really hit very well. I probably missed that. Yeah, I kind of missed. Did they do any damage to us at all? Oh, just a tiny bit. Okay. So yeah, their javelins are definitely pretty good against Chaos Knights. Okay, cool, that one's done. Just let it go. If it's shattered, it's dead. Just forget about it. And they're being really stupid over here. So, I mean, I'm going to make use of it. I'm not going to let them get organized. Just keep that one out of it for now. Because we've got tons of winds of magic, and Dweller's Blood only costs 5 winds. Like, why would we not do that? Could cast like 50 of these spells. Easily.
Seizing the position.
And if you have a look here, Ariel's already done 40,000 damage. Which is way more than any of them are going to do.
With me, sister.
Oh, that's fine. Actually, just don't shoot. They've kind of forgotten about you already. And yeah, they're just derping out. Big time derping out. Okay, good. We got another cavalry unit coming in. That's what we want to see. How am I gonna? Oh, we got the Prey of Anathrema as well. Oh, and we got incoming from over here. We're getting pincered. Okay. Come on, get over there. Shoot that. Cool, cool, cool. Don't need to cast any debuffs on it, because by the time that has expired, they're going to be basically useless. That's it, just keep harassing them. They also do poison attacks, that slows them down even further. It's only a unit of infantry, I wouldn't worry about that too much. Oh crap. Like I said, you take your eyes off them for a second and that's what happens. So that's mistake number 1. So I've already dropped the juggling balls once. Like, it's not too bad, I only took a couple of casualties, and taking out a unit of Chaos Knights is definitely worth the few casualties that we've taken. And if more cavalry are going to come in from over here, then let's keep an eye on that. Get the dragon to finish this off. Still got plenty of ammo. I don't know what they're doing. They're just really, really stupid. No, save that for later. Yeah, I don't know what they're doing. Like, they know where our army is. Oh, I took a few more casualties there. Alright, let's wait over here. This will leave the battlefield fairly soon, and then another unit's going to come in of Aspiring Champions. Well, those are no threat. Dragon can sort that out. No. Put them on fire. Well, I don't know what's coming next. Guess we'll find out. Let's see if I can isolate this unit and get rid of it. Okay, used up all my ammo there. I think Keth and Hart can easily handle Aspiring Champions. Aspiring Champions are absolute rubbish. We could give it a buff spell though. Physical was... yeah, because we've got heaps of them, why not? Okay, we really need to make some better... oh, hang on. Watch out. Just want to save that unit for later. Keth and Har's doing just fine. Get another one over here so we can put another debuff down if we need to. Alright, we've got heroes incoming. Alright, so move back over here. And let's try and snipe them. Actually, come over here. And yeah, let's try to take this one out. With this. Oh, come on, stop bloody moving. Oh, we got cavalry over here and a giant. Ugh. Alright, we need to get round over this side. Okay, get out of that, get out of that. Actually, you know what? That aspiring champion didn't do half bad. Oh crap, Ariel's stuck over here. That's not good. No, you gotta go over this way, over this way.
Straight away! Blade Captain! My bow!
Uh-oh. Ariel's not great against lords.
Yes! Immediately! We understand!
Oh, they caught us over here. Like I said, this is where we start dropping the balls when we're juggling more things. Come on, you gotta move.
Dust decree!
Okay, well that giant was fucking nothing. So they're really good against giants, which, you know, are like the least threatening unit to wood elves ever. Okay, and keep casting this because this is definitely the best spell we've got.
Quickly! With haste!
And now I think it'd be a good idea to try to get our way back up through here. So that's what I'm gonna try and do. But we've got to protect Ariel on that approach. Focus on their fast units. Okay, I've got this for Keth and Hart.
Blade Captain!
Yep, good against the knights for sure. No doubt about that. Just watch out for reinforcing units coming through.
Ra! Orion sends me! Swiftly now!
Okay, no, we gotta finish the job with these damn laws. That's the last one, I think.
Warriors of Ariel! Sisters of Thorn! Swiftly! It shall be done! Faster!
Yeah, those debuffs are pretty useful. Come on, get that out of there. Make sure that... Okay, you guys are free to get up there. And once again, they're just derping out a big time on this. That's it, Keth and Hart, get rid of that.
Thorn! It is ordained! Dauntless Asray! Sisters of Thorn!
Okay, enemy lord's dead. Good job, Keth and Hart. Alright, move, move, move.
Defenders of Avalon! Apace! Sisters of Twilight!
I don't know if that's going to be the best cast ever, but it's only 5 winds of magic, so even if I completely miss, it's fine. I'm mainly trying to get this group over here, so I'm expecting them to walk right through it, which they kind of did. I've also got this, which... Does that slow them down? Yeah. Start using our abilities a bit more. Okay, we're pretty much home free to get back up here. Alright, up here you come. Cool. And they're just going to walk right into that. So, Ariel has now done 70-odd thousand damage worth of damage.
Season on war! Hunting through the sky!
Could also use this one here, but it's 11 winds of magic as opposed to 5. I would only use it in that case if I was like desperate to dish out loads of damage. Versus, yeah. Hey, if it's half price, why pay more? Yeah, slow them down, why not? I got heaps of them. So yeah, like I was saying before, Chaos tends to be like a common punching bag because they are a bit of a joke. There's way too many melee infantry in them, which can be a bit of a threat if you can't escape them. But if you are faster than them, then they're just a joke. They can't do anything. And most factions don't really have a problem with melee infantry spam. So some examples of factions that would have a problem with it would actually be dwarfs, which, you know, they can't really move from their position because they're not fast, but their artillery will shred them really quickly, which is what you rely on in that case. Okay, we've got enemy general over here. It would be good if we can kill him. This is on very high battle difficulty, right? Yeah.
They will die as you command.
Come on, it's gonna take like one shot. Good job. Okay, them coming at us from both sides here is a little bit of a concern, but that there is going to be delicious. Do this to slow them down a little bit. Now, I don't... See, I'm worried about friendly fire with them. Have Ariel keep moving.
Sent by Orion.
I'm not going to be able to get through there.
Moving swiftly.
Okay, I need them to take out the trolls. Anything that Ariel can't handle. Basically, all the infantry, Ariel can handle on her own. These ones here take out any sort of quick units.
Queen of light. Sisters of Thorn.
So take out those Chaos Spawn. Still got the dragon, which we can use at any time. Okay, what we'll do here is send her into melee. I want to get them to clump around Ariel so that I can pop down a dwellers below that basically just kills them all. Because I want to try to get out this way. Which I don't think is going to work, but we'll just see. She can still heal a fair bit. And let's give her a bit of a buff, a bit of extra physical resistance. Wouldn't hurt. Seems like they're, for the most part, ignoring Ariel. Okay, I want you to start firing at will at them again. Try and draw them away.
Sisters of Twilight. Harmony warfare. Blade Captain. For the eternal realm.
See, this is something you don't have to worry about with a Hawk Rider Doomstack because they wouldn't be able to catch us in the first place, so you just fly right over them. And of course those volleys of Colonels, holy crap. Crap. I can't get out. Yeah, I'm gonna need some oomph to get out of here. Need to clear some of this way. Okay. We should be opening things up a little bit over here now. Get ready to make my move. Get through over here. It's good that we've killed the enemy general. I've also got this, which I'm saved. Yeah, I'll save for something like that. Cool. That's it. Pop it down again. Looking good. Yeah, really want them to focus on those Chaos Spawn. Getting around there would be not a great move. How far back can we go? Not very far. Okay, I just need Ariel to inflict as much damage as possible. This might be where we stand and fight and either win or lose. We're not going to lose, but these ones here could get wrecked. Okay, Ariel's already hit her max healing, so I'm going to send her out this way so that she stops getting into melee with them, and I'll just cast from over here, or I'll use the Life Wizard because it can fly. Yeah, I am stuck here now. Well, this is not a great place to stand, but I was stuck. Okay, that's still been undiscovered. Almost out of ammo too. I could probably fight my way out. They're not terrible in melee. This is not ideal. Only Chaos Mortars, they're not going to do much. If you lose Keth and Har, it's no big deal at all, since you get to summon it constantly anyway. Okay, here we go. What I'm going to do here, I'm going to put them to the test. I'm going to charge in. And we're going to see how they perform in melee here. I mean, it's mostly Chaos Marauders, so I don't expect they'll lose. And we'll give them as much support as possible. Plenty of buffs there.
Blade Captain.
Alright, more cavalry incoming, which isn't ideal. So yeah, they're doing pretty well in melee. Again, don't worry about Kith and Ha. All of them, I forgot about them. It doesn't matter. They're summons.
Captain ready. In Lauren's name.
Pretty good in melee.
Ready to
And now we have our way out. Send Kith and Ha back. Actually, no, send Kith and Ha there. We have our way out. Let's take it. Go, go, go. Oh, hang on. You got another breath attack. Use that first. Did we just inflict the army losses? I think we did. So, I mean, I can't really call this the Sisters of Thorn Doomstack. They didn't really do much of the work. It was Ariel. Ariel, holy shit. Ariel does a lot of the work. Alright, so based on what I'm seeing here, I would say that... I'm going to check out a couple of other things, but I would say that getting this is nowhere near as good as a... what are they called? Hawk Rider Doomstack. That's far more recommended because that way you don't have to worry about them constantly getting cornered. You just fly over whatever problems. The only thing that you might come into problem with is like lots of missile units. But if you do, most units in the game, missile units, can be taken out by dwellers below really easily. So I just don't think it's going to be an issue. So I guess it's really more of a flavor army if we're going to do this, but I'm probably not going to rate this very highly. Just because you've got better options. And that's another thing that I think people need to consider. Just because a battle wins, or an army wins, doesn't mean that Doomstack is going to get a high score. Because I'm comparing it to every other Doomstack that's available, that I'm aware of that particular race. So for example, if you send me a High Elf Doomstack, and the bar is set really high for the High Elves, because they've got some of the best Doomstacks in the game. Right, so you send me some, let's just say, I don't know, Ithalmar Chariots, and let's just say it dominates the battle. I might only end up giving it a 7 out of 10, just because I know that High Elves have got like 3 10 out of 10 armies. But if you send me a Greenskin army, and it sucks, it still might get a 7 out of 10, because Greenskins have shit Doomstacks. They have like no 10 out of 10 Doomstacks, apart from that like 0 HP Orc one, which is really more of a joke army. And I guess that's the big thing. All Doomstacks are compared to other Doomstacks of their own races. Which is why it might seem like some armies get a more lenient score than others. It's just because of what race they're in. And it's sort of the same thing with the Wood Elves. Very not lenient to their Doomstacks because they've got so many really good Doomstacks. Like the Treeman Doomstack, the Hawk Rider Doomstack, Waywatcher Doomstacks, they're all really good. And so, even though this army did very well, it's not as good as those armies, and so it's probably not... I'm probably leaning towards giving this probably a 6.5 out of 10. Like, it's almost a Doomstack, it's just that it does require a fair bit of juggling, and I dropped the ball a few times, and honestly, there's a bunch of different armies that you could have built that would have done just as well as this, if not better. And it would have been easier. But, you know what? Sisters of the Thorn, not a bad unit, you know? I wouldn't say it's a bad unit at all. They held their own. I'd say they, you know, for a cavalry unit, they did a good job. Would I recruit them in my armies? Probably not. And when we get back into the campaign map, I'll explain exactly why I won't recruit them. And this is another thing that's taken into consideration. How convenient it is to recruit these units. Which is why, like for example, why it used to be the case with White Lions of Krace, I would never recruit them because their recruitment building was so out of the way. But yeah, if I can fight a battle and take minimal casualties, I'll always try to prioritize that way of battling. Oh, is it our turn? That way of battling over YOLO, gonna charge in melee first. Melee should be the last resort for most of your armies, unless it's a melee only army. Yeah, no. Yeah, if you want to do well. If you want to take your archer units and send them into melee the first thing in the battle, by all means go for it. I look forward to you saving your disaster battles. You know, my inbox is full of people save files that don't listen to me. And a few that do. Guess one of the good things about Wood Elves is that when you lose a minor settlement like that, it's like, who cares? What's going on here? Ritual of Rebirth going on? Okay, cool. Alright, so let's see. Where is the Witchwood? Okay. You didn't build it here. Where did you build it? Wait, where do they come from? Yeah, they come from the cavalry building, don't they? Yeah, they're tier 4 units. Okay, this is why I really don't prioritize recruiting Sisters of Thorn, why you never see them in my campaigns, and especially why I never recruit Great Stag Knights. Tier 5, Tier 4, compared to Tier 2, right? Now, if you were going to go with a Tier 5 army, you've also got access to Tree Men, which are so fucking good, because you can just stack bonus after bonus on the Tree Men, and the Lord skills that boost Tree Men, like, they're just ridiculous. The Forest Roar, missile resisted, like, missiles units are the main thing that, like, big trees have to worry about, like Dark Shards, for example. But you can get missile resistance up to 50% in some cases, and you just can't really boost Sisters of Thorn by that much. Now, if we have a look at the Sisters of Twilight, I know that Ariel does boost them with this ability here, which gives cooldown to the spells of Sisters of Thorn and extra uses for bound spells. Yeah, like that is good. That's good, but I don't know. It's not like missile resistance for Tree Men. So yeah, I'm probably leaning towards rating this 6.5 out of 10. It's definitely like a flavor army, sure, if you want to do this, but I don't think by even a close margin that they're as good as the other types of Doomstacks that I've mentioned for the Wood Elves. Now, another thing, let's have a look at this. What other bonuses do we provide with this? So, it provides 5 melee defense, charge bonus, missile strength, weapon strength, yeah. Look, increasing their stats by that much is great, but resistance buffs are actually more valuable than like melee defense or melee attack buffs. And I'll explain why. If you look at Tree Men, right, and all the ways you can buff them. If you ever look at Ancient Bark, for example, that actually gives a physical resistance, right? On top of their already base physical resistance, and then you've got another type of resistance which stacks on top of it. So if you're getting shot by something that's physical and missile attack, such as the Dark Shard, the way that Tree Men operate, do you have any armies so I can, like, showcase that? No, you've gone full Hawk Rider. Okay, so basically, if a Dark Shard is shooting at you, it does physical damage and missile damage, right? So it takes into consideration physical damage first, right? So you've got about 30% physical resistance on your Tree Men, so it reduces their damage by 30%. And then you also take into consideration it's also a missile unit. So let's just say you've got 50% missile resistance. Well, then that adds on top of the physical resistance. So you've got like 80% resistance to Dark Shard shots. Now, Sisters of Thorn, no matter how much you increase their melee defense, they're not going to have that kind of resistances because they're not going to be immune to missiles. They're not going to be immune to physical. There's going to be some units that are just going to bypass that melee defense because they hit them in the back or something like that. Whereas that physical defense, even if they're shot in the back, shot right up their bunghole, it's always going to be applied. Which is why those units are just so damn difficult to kill in the right scenarios. And then if you're putting them in the trees as well, which you should do in most cases, of course, back to the Tree Men, a bit all over the place here, and then you've also got additional missile resistance just because the trees are blocking most of the shots, acting as shields. And yeah, of course, if you're going with Hawk Rider Doomstack, well, you're killing everything before they even get close anyway, so every battle becomes almost a joke unless you just run out of volleys of Kurnos. So yeah, it's a good army. I think 6.5. If it was in any other faction, this would probably be an 8 out of 10. But because the Wood Elves are so bloody strong on the battlefield, and they just have so many better options, this really does fall down to just not really classifying as a Doomstack, and it gets a 6.5 just because it just doesn't compete with the other ones. That's all it is to it. But yeah, if they belong to another faction, it'd probably be an 8. Anyway, good army, but you could, like, this is better choices. Anyway, that's the end of this video here. I hope I was thorough enough with it for you guys, and let me know what your thoughts are on the Sisters of Thorn. I'm trying to be as thorough as possible. I know a lot of people will be like, oh, just get to the point already, but I'm just trying to be thorough. Anyway, that's the end of this one. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time, fuckers. Appreciate you. Bye.